Okay, and good evening everybody, and welcome to this update of the Fresh Insight Conference, which you can see the screen in front of you now. That's a photograph from a couple of years ago, and it's going to be even more exciting this year. So without any further input from me, we'll go over to Kathy and say, welcome Kathy. I am absolutely dying to hear all about this new conference. So thank you very much for coming this evening, and it's over to you. I'll unmute you. That's it.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight on this webinar delivered to you from sunny Liverpool. So the Fresh Insight Conference, we've had a few minor changes since we pushed it forward to August. So first thing that we're going to have a look at is what I wanted to talk to you about really is why would we run a conference and who's involved. Basically we wanted to run a conference that was run by driving instructors for driving instructors, a conference where we've got nothing to sell, a conference where we want speakers who we would like to listen to. And it all started when I found that I was travelling all around the country going to various conferences, and there was never ever a conference on my doorstep. So I'd asked a few people if they wanted to run a conference in Liverpool and didn't really get anywhere. So I thought, well, I'm going to do it myself. So that's how Insight to Drive conferences started. So it's run and hosted by Insight to Drive, but we've also taken a leaf out of the Fresh Start conferences, which was run by Mark Ford, and we've joined forces with Mark. We've made a decision, we had a chat with Mark, and we thought, well, why not pull together both our resources, both our brains and both our experiences on running conferences to make the next conference that we run, and the Fresh Start conference, which will be held in February coming, a new lease of life, and also to give ADIs the type of conference that they want as well. So that's what the Fresh Insight has come from. It's still Insight to Drive's conference. Mark Ford and HD Learners have taken a massive part in the conference, but predominantly it's run by me and the Insight to Drive team. And equally so, we'll be offering our help to Mark and his team when it comes to Fresh Starts in February next year. So what's happening first then? People are supporting our conference this year, and we have got a couple more to add, so apologies to the people we've not managed to get their logos yet, but we've got a couple more people wanting trade stands. But these are the people: Hitachi Capital, they are our main sponsor, and they also helped us in May as well. We've got the MSA, ADI, NDI helping us again this year. The FSB will be with us again. DIPOD will be recording the conference. We've got the ADI NJC, they're helping us a lot as well. The ADI CPD Club, driving instructor services have come on board fairly recently. We've got Cougar, which is the little Cougar there. Cougar Digital Marketing is going to be running a workshop. We've got the DIA on board. ADI News is supplying some up-to-date free magazines for us all. We've got David Poole and Associates, they've come on board quite recently. Tri Coaching as well approached us, and we've got John Farland from Tri Coaching speaking at the conference. And we've also got Excel Ace, which is showing you how to use spreadsheets within your business, Ideas for ADI, and Smart Witness, which is in-car cameras used for insurance purposes. And as I say, we have got a couple more. So what's happening first? We are going to get you some breakfast. So those of you who are not staying over and that want a nice bacon or egg sandwich in the morning before we start, we'll have that ready for you with some nice coffee. We've also got a few surprises at the conference. We've got plenty little gifts for you, which is supplied by a lot of our sponsors. And the conference I want it to be a conference where you're free to do what you want on the conference. If there is a speaker that you don't particularly want to listen to, you're quite welcome to go networking with the trade stands or go and have a coffee. We're securing a separate room so that when the conference is on, people on the trade stands and things can go network with each other or network with people that might not want to listen to a particular speaker, because we know there's not everybody's cup of tea, every single speaker. There is going to be a product launch, and that's all I can say at the moment. It's quite exciting. We're just putting the final touches. Fingers crossed it will be ready for August, and we can launch a brand new product onto the market, which has never been seen before. There's also a chance at the conference to win a Mini. Okay, we've secured somebody to come along, and it will be part of a national Win a Mini competition. So unfortunately, I'd love to say somebody at the conference is definitely going to win a Mini, but they still might win a Mini. So it'll be a brand new Mini, possibly somebody coming in. It's a free to enter draw as well, no obligation there. So that's quite a few little surprises we've got for you. We've got opening our conference, we'll have Hitachi Capital, who are actually going to open the conference with a short, fingers crossed, motivational speech. Our first speaker then is John Lepine, who's the, as we all know and love, the General Manager of the MSA, and John is going to be talking about business modelling and selling in the car. So John has been in the industry for many, many years, as people may know, and he's going to be helping us or sharing his wisdom with us on upselling in the car, because that's what it's all about. Once you get that learner in the car, it's vital that you keep that learner in the car, because if they go somewhere else, they also take their 5 or 6 people that they would have recommended to you somewhere else as well. So every pupil ideally should be gold dust in your car. We've then got John Farnham's come over from Ireland, who's part of Tri Coaching, who run the BTEC in drive education. John's going to be looking at different ways that people learn, different learning styles, and also coaching. He's going to look at context reframing, really, really interesting subject, and I'm looking forward to that one as well. We've then got Penny Moon. Now Penny's new to our conference and new to our industry as well. Penny's a local business lady. She runs a company called A Quiet Place, and she goes into lots of schools and helps people with mindfulness. Penny's been working on a project on how to be a mindful driver and bringing mindfulness into the car. Penny will also be launching a product which help test nerves and also help drivers become mindful as well. So I'm really looking forward to that one. After we've got Penny Moon, what we're going to then do is have a little cup of coffee and a little bit of networking around the trade stands. These are pictures from previous conferences we're showing you here. Hopefully the cups won't be empty, they'll be full. So we're going to be doing that. There'll be plenty of time for networking and coffee. After the coffee break, we're then going to look and listen to Rob Newton. Rob, again, is new to our conference. He is going to share his expertise with us about current crash research and how vehicle technology is adapting and changing to meet the current needs of today's traffic patterns. So that's going to be quite interesting. And I dare say that will be interesting to everybody, including people that specialise in learners, people that specialise in fleet or driver improvement, police diversionary courses as well. So after we've listened to Rob, we've then got our workshop choices. On our workshop choices, we've got 3 you can choose from. And again, if you don't want to go to any of them, you can go off a network if you like. So one of the workshops is going to be run by the Wilmots, and I hope they don't mind calling the Wilmots, Jez and Claire. They're going to look at the new ADI standards check, which came in April, as we know. So they're going to go over the spreadsheet, and not the spreadsheet, sorry, they're going to go over the marking sheet, the criteria for marking. They'll also give some video demonstrations and give ADIs a clear picture of the standards required for this new test. So that's going to be interesting. If that's not what you fancy, we've also got Julia Malkin, MBE. Julia I consider as one of my friends in the industry, and she's going to be looking at driving through our eyes. She's going to give us an insight really in driving with Asperger's, and she'll also help us, hopefully help other people who have who are on the autistic spectrum to be able to drive, and basically what it's all about. I've spent 2 days with Julia doing her Revolutions course, and talking of the Revolutions course, Julia and her team will be relaunching the Revolutions course, so to speak, so they'll be updating us on what's happened with the Revolutions course, how fast it's moving forward, and what an impact it is actually making in our industry. And as I say, it's about 2 days with Julia, and to say it was an eye-opening experience is unbelievable. I learned such a lot from her. So if Julie's not what you want, we've also got Amanda Daniels and Tracy Williams. Amanda and Tracy are two business women from my business network, I network in Liverpool, and they are going to have a look at how you can use spreadsheets on setting marketing goals, measuring marketing goals, and coming up with a strategy. Because as the saying goes, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You have to measure what's going on within your business to be able to see what works, what doesn't work, what you need to do more of, what you need to do less of. If you don't measure stuff, then you're just fighting in the dark. And I can say that 100% through experience, because I've made that mistake myself. But Tracy and Amanda are going to help us with the whole marketing goals. Okay, so after the workshops, what we're going to do then is start for a bit more networking and a nice buffet lunch. So there'll be plenty of room to network, plenty of time to go through the trade stands. However, just so that you don't relax too much, we do have a business workshop at lunchtime, which is an opportunity for you to attend as well. Once you've been around the trade stands, Peter Wensley is going to take you through a short presentation on running an internet business, a business that I'm involved in, and Peter's going to take you through how that works and how little time it can actually take to make a bit of money in a different area, totally unrelated to driving instruction, but it's really, really easy to run alongside your business. And if I can manage to run it alongside all the things that I seem to get myself involved in, then anybody can run this business. But appreciate it's not everybody's idea of a nice lunch going to another workshop, but there's an opportunity for you. So after lunch, we are going to come back together in what I think is going to be the most interesting part of the conference, and it is all about a debate. What we want is your questions to the people who are the head of our industry. We have got John Lapine, he's going to sit on the panel of the MSA. We've got Lynn Barry, the chairman of the ADIMJC. We've got Carly Brookfield as the manager of the DIA. We've also got Trevor Wedge, who, as you know, is the recently retired Chief Driving Examiner, and Charles Morton is the recently retired DSA Registrar. They'll all be on stage together, and we hope to add to this list a business person from the FSB. We've not got a name yet, but they said they'd be able to send a business expert for us to sit on the panel as well. And what we want is your questions. We're going to have an open forum, so we will ask for questions beforehand, but we're quite happy to take questions from the audience as well, because we want this to be unabridged. We want you to be able to ask the question you really want to ask with nobody else fielding the questions. So the questions that you want to ask, please write some in. Either go onto our Facebook page and message us privately. Don't put them on the forum on Facebook, because we want to keep the questions a secret until the actual day. So please either email me at inquiries@insight2drive.com, or go onto our Insight Facebook page and private message us the questions as well. That way we'll have some questions to start off the debate, because we know what it's like. You don't want to be the first person to put your hand up and ask the question. But the questions that you might have could be the questions everybody else is thinking about but are too scared to ask. Mark Ford's going to be hosting this part of the conference, and Mark will help make sure that the people on the panel will answer your questions. So we don't want any sort of, politicians' question times. We want the truth. Trevor and Charles obviously will not be representing the DSA, but they will be giving us their personal views on things, which I think could be more interesting. So after the debate, if we've got any energy left, we have got David Poole, who's recently come on board at the conference. He's going to be talking about Google Diggoog. Okay, no idea if that's spelt right, but there you go. David's going to look at getting your website on first page of Google, and how to do that at very little cost, really. And if anybody's seen David before, you'll know that he doesn't just give a boring type presentation. David will keep the presentation quite vocal, and I don't think, as far as I can remember, I've ever seen him use PowerPoint, so that'll be something to look forward to. After we've done David, then we've got some more workshop choices for you. Workshop choices. We've got a choice of Neil Snow, who's recently got his MSc. Neil is going to be looking at the limits of human information processing. Again, it's something we're really looking forward to and can benefit all of us there. We've then got Amanda, who's come back and stepped in, and she's going to do some a workshop on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, what to do, why to do it, when to do it. Now, I can vouch for Amanda. We've spent quite a bit of time with Amanda looking at our own Facebook strategy and some of the things that she's come in, some very, very simple things. As I think you say in the text there, it can only be described as a BFO, a blind and flash of the obvious. The techniques that she's shown us have really started to impact on our business and on our pupil numbers as well. So Amanda will take you through those 3 things as well. If that's not what you want to do, at the end of the conference, we will be, or I will be, talking about eating live frogs. Now, we have ordered the frogs have been delivered, and they're in our office waiting to be put in the conference packs. So I will be talking about eating live frogs, and mainly how to get 8 days out of a 7-day week. So hopefully that will be quite interesting. And I totally understand if not everybody wants to wait to the end of the conference to listen to that, but hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 people that might stay and listen about eating live frogs. But I promise you there is no animals will be harmed during this presentation. And then finally, what we'll be doing then is some last-minute networking. We've arranged to have coffee at the very end of the conference, so people don't feel they need to rush off, and they can stand, have a little cup of coffee, talk to each other, say what they've liked, what they've disliked about the conference, come and talk to us, and that way we don't all have to leave the car park at once, juggling for spaces or trying to manoeuvre around each other in our fully logoed vehicles. Okay, so we can be leaving the conference at a steady pace there. So once again, I just wanted to say thanks very much to a lot of the people that have helped us, who are sponsoring us, who are continuing to help us make this conference just as exciting as the last 2 conferences that we have run, and the people that I don't think have had any negative feedback from the conferences, but we do want to make it more about choice. So thank you very much for listening, and has anybody got any questions?
Right, lovely. Any questions from anybody? That was absolutely superb. I was sitting here, Kathy, thinking, I want to go to everything. I want to go to every woman's shop. Now, do you get to go to any of them on the day? Are you rushing around in them all?
I tend to be one of these people that rush around like a headless chicken when there's absolutely no need for me to rush around like a headless chicken. So I rush around and I don't need to. I could actually go, but I'm going to try my best to go to some of them yet because they look really good.
Yes, yeah, you've got a really good mix there. Particularly, I like the fact that you've got business people coming in as well, which is what's going to happen on the dial too, that it's right to bring in the business, because it's so easy to overlook the fact that everybody out there is running their own business.
Yeah.
And
that's it. Yeah. And I think the most successful driving instructors, Jackie, grasp that actually you're not just being a driving instructor or a driver trainer, you are actually running your own business.
Yes.
Whether you're on a franchise, whether you're an independent, you are running your own business.
Yes. And you've got to do everything. You are absolutely everything. You know, you've got to look after your money, you've got to look after your marketing, your sales, your customer service, moving your business forward, your planning, your development, looking, like you said before, what works, what doesn't work. It is such a lot. And go out and do the training. And you probably know yourself when you've been to networking events and you talk to the business people there. One of the things I can remember when I first started on my own was being told, oh, Jack, you mustn't work in your own business, you know, you must work on it, not in your own business. Well, we don't actually have a lot of choice.
We don't know. There is a balancing act, and you know, independent instructors will have to do everything themselves. Some franchise instructors will have at least the backup of an office space there, but even franchise instructors these days, you can put a learner in the car, but it's up to the individual instructor to keep them there and to keep selling them lessons and getting them to keep taking lessons. helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got, I think Richard has got a question, because I've got a little question mark saying unanswered question on
Oh,
my
yes,
screen.
sorry. Beg your pardon. Thank you, Kathy. I didn't spot that one down there. Yes. Richard's asking, what is the cost, please?
Oh, that's a really good question,
Good
Richard.
question.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, the cost at the moment, we've still got the early bird ticket until the 19th of July. And we've kept the early bird tickets as late as we possibly can. The reason being is we've got to get all the conference packs ready, we've got to get all the luggage tags ready, the frogs and things like that. Yeah, 19th of July, and it's £45.50, which is the early bird ticket. Anybody who is listening to this recording, who's members of the dial, if they mention the dial when they ring up or email us for a ticket, you can actually have 10% discount off that £45.50 as well. So any dial members can have that discount. After that, I think it goes up to £59.50. Because we really do want to get as many people to buy the tickets before the 19th so that we can tell Stobart Stadium the catering numbers, etc, etc, etc. But it's been held at the Stobart Stadium, which is Lower House Lane in Widnes in Cheshire.
Excellent. Yes, and one of the reasons that I always want to go to the conferences, apart from the fact that you get such good speakers, but since people like yourself have become involved in running conferences, they have become a lot more interesting than they used to be. I mean, I always have enjoyed conferences, but my principal thing was always the networking, meeting with other ADIs and chatting and finding out how other people do it, and you can always pick up some advice from somebody else.
Yeah.
You sort of have a chat, you know.
That's exactly it, Jackie. You're going to meet driving instructors from all over the country. Last year we actually had 2 guys from Moscow turn up, so that was really interesting to speak to them and the driver training over in Russia and what that was like. But you're mixing with people who are so far away to you, they're not your competitor. So you actually can share ideas quite freely, and it's great to bump into lots of old faces or people you might have only met on Facebook. I love the networking side of it.
Yes. Yes, it's lovely when you meet somebody and think, oh yeah, we're friends, aren't we, on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right, now we can put a face to the name. And it's the same with dial members. There's quite a few that are friends who were already friends on Facebook, and it's lovely then to get to know them better. It's superb. But that was a really, really good presentation there tonight, Kathy. Well done.
I just hope I wasn't speaking too fast.
No, it was perfect.
I know I have a tendency to do that.
Do you? No, it was absolutely fine. It was lovely. So unless anybody has got any more questions, then we will be able to bring this to a swift halt. It is not a long one because it's the update. I am going to be uploading this both to the Dial website and to YouTube this time, simply because this is a conference webinar. It's not just for teaching ADI something, it's to let you know what's going on. So we want to spread the word as much as we possibly can about this. So it will be on YouTube as well. And Richard is really agreeing with me that it's very informative.
Oh, thank you, Richard.
Yeah, so we know exactly what's going on there, which is superb. So we can leave that up there. I've got to close the presentation, so to close this tonight.
Okay, so I just say, just before you close it, I just want to say thanks to Richard, Rohan and Steve Tams. It's nice to sort of see you again, Steve. Rohan, I don't think we've met, but thanks for coming to listen to the webinar, and everybody else that's listening to the webinar, just thanks for taking the time to listen in.
Yeah, and I second that.
Oh,
and
I
got a question. Oh, we've got thanks for the information. That's from Rohan as well. He's saying thank you.
Thank you, Rohan.
As well. This is good. And Steve Tams, well, hi Steve. Again, we were speaking and we had a practice the other day. He's actually saying you were fine, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Steve is going, I'm going to put a little plug in for you now, Steve. Steve is going to be running a couple of webinars for us shortly.
Oh, cool.
I'm really looking forward to both of them. One on delivering fleet. The other one that's really exciting me, because I think it's something I need as well. It's all about technology in the car, the technology that the cars have for us these days. So we instantly think of ABS, don't we? But a lot more than that, and what they really can do for us.
Yeah.
So we've got another really good webinar to look forward to, a couple coming up.
That'd be good, yeah.
Thank you, Steve. We'll be looking forward to those. So thank you to the three of you for actually being able to take the time to attend tonight. I will just swap over here now and say thank you very much, Kathy. That was superb. And I look forward to seeing you at the conference. I don't think I'm going to see you before. Back to my home area. So I always like to find an excuse to come back over there. All right, so thank you, Kathy, and good night to everybody, and thank you for attending. Okay.
Good night.